Well, I've already started seeing the posts online, and I've also even seen some YouTube channels out there sharing videos about this. And I'm talking about places that have zero weather background or anything. And I'm not talking about the weather channels, just YouTubers out there talking about the major severe risk heading into the weekend. But I do want to sort of tamper this just a little bit with some data today that I was looking at. All right, so this is the risk that we're looking at. And if you remember last time when we saw this, you started to see it in an even more enhanced area within this severe risk. And I'm talking about what happened a couple of weeks ago. So this is the day 6 severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, kind of looking at where severe risk may be on Sunday. And then as it heads into Monday, they're still talking about a risk here near the coast. I want to look at some of the ingredients to this because, I mean, there's something there. And I think there's something to be said about that. You're certainly going to have an area of low pressure that's going to be developing. This is the AI version of the European. It's got a pretty decent low developing. It's 1,004 millibar low moving towards Chicago and then straight across Illinois and into Ohio. It's the time of year, too, where it doesn't really take a lot of instigation to get something going. And another ingredient I was looking at was the upper level wind. So we're going to have a decent storm moving into the west, at least through the Four Corner states on Saturday. And this is going to have a pretty good jet streak with it. So to me, this looks like a decently robust piece of energy swinging into the plains as we head into Sunday. And this would sort of set that risk up here into Missouri, Illinois, also into Indiana. This definitely looks a little more aggressive. This is the GFS. Again, we are looking at day 6 and day 7. So if you start to, really narrow down what are we going to be looking at, in my mind, realistically, until you get within that 2 to 3 day time frame, exactly where these small placements of energy are going to be, definitely hard to determine. But I still think the weekend is something to watch out for. This piece of upper level energy swings through, again, Illinois, Indiana, a decent jet streak associated with it. You can kind of see that here, and that's what would lead to some of that severe weather, and that pushes towards the coast as we head into Sunday. Something to watch at this point in time. Again, I'm going to flip over and just for kicks, and I know I'm geeking out here a little bit on some of the models. This was the overnight European. We're going to compare that same feature. Here it comes on Sunday. One thing that I'm noticing, it's just not as aggressive. You don't have a low that's as tightly compact. Again, this is just one run. It's definitely more flat, I guess. So to see a strong severe weather outbreak, you're going to want to see something that's really wrapping up. And you kind of still have that going, but look at the time period. We're looking into Monday now, and your severe would be probably here into this region on the front right side of this jet streak. So still some uncertainty about what's happening this weekend. Don't get too caught up in the hype just yet, but something worth watching at this point, without a doubt. Again, here as we head into Monday, but really in this area on Sunday. I'll be tracking it. So if you're brand new, thanks for coming over. I'm Travis. I used to be a chief meteorologist years ago on TV, and I'm telling you, something this far out, when you're looking at day 6, somewhere in that time frame, especially when it comes to severe weather, sometimes the signs are very, very clear, and we're seeing it, but I don't know. Again, remember, you're also dealing with model data for a storm that's still, or at least the energy, that's still out in the ocean, and the models are still grappling with what's going to happen. So hold on. More to come on that. All right, let's talk about what's going on across Texas today. There could be a few strong storms here, a few severe storms as well across Florida as an area of low pressure moves through the Great Lakes too. We're also going to see, or I should say through the Northeast, we're going to see some rain and some snow showers here. That will start to wrap up. Another weak disturbance swings through the Central Appalachians, also the Ohio Valley today. That's going to bring some rain and snow showers here into the mountains of West Virginia, mostly with the snow. And then we do start to settle down a little bit. We keep this northwest flow here going in the east, and then warm ridging across the west. And here comes that system that we're watching heading into Thursday and Friday. That's going to bring some heavy rain and some heavy snow, I think, into the Pacific Northwest, and it could be a prolonged period of that. Now, once we move into Saturday, this is where your low starts to really take shape. I'm going to back things up just a little bit because this is sort of a disorganized area of low pressure as we head into Thursday and Friday, swinging into the northern plains. Now you've got your trough swinging into the west, kind of connecting up here with this energy, and now your low forming somewhere across Kansas, Oklahoma, and then lifting north. Now, it doesn't look, again, extremely strong to me. This is the overnight European run. Yesterday, it might have looked a little bit beefier, but still, I think that severe risk is here. Let's time it all out for you as we get a little bit closer. At least let's get to the details as we get toward the weekend, but either way, we are watching something on the way. All right, here's where we are into the Northeast. We're going to take it region by region here on this Tuesday, March 25th. Snow showers falling across parts of the Northeast, and there comes some of that moisture into West Virginia, bringing some rain and snow showers. Some of that will spill east of the mountains and put some showers into Maryland, also into the Piedmont of Virginia. Some snow showers still going up here into the mountains and into parts of southern Ontario, and maybe a little bit of lake effect trying to kick in behind this low as it pulls away, and then we'll start to see things settle down. Either way, kind of a cold, below average week here across a lot of the Northeast, with temperatures today into tonight dropping back below freezing. Highs tomorrow not a lot better than today in many areas. Further to the south, dry across the deep south. There go the showers. They'll wrap up as we head into the afternoon and evening hours across parts of Ohio and Indiana. A few more showers back up into Illinois may swing through with another weak disturbance that swings through, and then that pushes again into the southern Appalachians with some more rain showers here. Sort of an unsettled weather pattern. Check this out too. A little bit of snow accumulation possible into the highest elevations here into West Virginia, parts of Southwest Virginia, then onto the highest peaks into this area. Cold underneath that system, but look at this. If you go to the south, if you head south on 65, 77, 85, check out the tip. Well, really not so much 85, I guess more like I-77, I-65. You go from the 40s and 30s, just a few hour drive into North Carolina or Tennessee, you're in the 60s and 70s. So a huge temperature difference here today. We do see that cool air pushing all the way to the coast as we head into the overnight into early tomorrow morning, and that will keep your temperatures across the Piedmont of Virginia and North Carolina back into the 50s and 60s. And we're still holding on to the 70s and 80s across the south. A little bit further to the north, let's look at the Great Lakes. Some light snow swinging through parts of Michigan today, northern Michigan anyway. And there's that weak disturbance bringing some showers and maybe a little bit of snow mix again across Illinois and Indiana heading into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. And then more rain showers moving into Wisconsin, Iowa, into Illinois. This one looks a little bit stronger than what we're seeing right now heading into Thursday, so maybe some more showers here. And there could be a few strong thunderstorms on the southern side of this in the warm sector, something to eye as we head toward that time period. Cold air across the Great Lakes today. This is about as warm as it's going to get, upper 20s and low 30s. So very chilly with this broad cyclonic flow here around an upper low that's swinging through in that trough here in the east. Across the southern plains we go. We're watching Texas again heading into this afternoon. There could be a few strong storms that pop right in here as we head toward the 6, 7, 8 o'clock time frame. Otherwise, relatively quiet for a lot of Texas and further to the south. Some of these storms also late tonight into the early morning hours could get strong here into Oklahoma into early Wednesday morning from the Red River Valley north into Oklahoma, possibly spilling as far east into Arkansas. And some of these could drop some heavy rain. Again, that would be an area to watch for some strong thunderstorms firing up, and then more storms across South Texas heading into Thursday. All right, temperatures here, hot across Texas. How about 90s, feeling summer-like from Dallas all the way down to San Antonio to Houston even. Very, very warm here, and even 60s as far north as Iowa today, and northern Nebraska is in pushing 70 right along the Nebraska-Kansas border. Further to the north, there's our weak disturbance swinging through North Dakota, Minnesota, bringing a few light rain showers. That pushes out pretty quickly, and the second one will bring some more showers by Thursday and Friday. And now we're watching for that weekend system. What are we looking at? Are we going to see some snow on the northern side of this? I think there's still a lot of questions about that. We talked about that in the beginning of the video, but on the northern side of wherever this storm goes, there could be some snow. So let's watch this area for that. Here's a look at your temperatures for this afternoon. A little bit warmer than yesterday, I guess. Anyway, some positive news for the folks who are ready to get rid of winter across the northern tier right along the Canadian border, where it's been absolutely brutal, single digits yesterday morning. All right, across the southwest, warm and hot here. This upper level ridge really starting to take hold here. Some showers building in across Northern California. That could get heavy as we head toward Thursday and Friday. Some cold air loft moves in. Now you're looking at some snow into the Sierra, possibly moving into the Wasatch again for the weekend. Some of that could be on the heavy side too as that cold air loft moves through. Pretty mild today. Look at these numbers. Upper 90s, we're pushing triple-digit heat in the deserts today. Into the Central Valley, we're up into the mid-80s, so pretty warm across a good chunk of the west all the way into the Great Basin. And then further to the northwest, again, that ridge pushing your moisture pretty far to the north up into British Columbia. But this storm here just off the coast is going to pick the wind up. It's going to pick the rain up as we move toward Wednesday and Thursday as this occluded low just spins here off the coast, feeding moisture off of the Pacific into the northwest. So more rain and snow on the way, and snow levels drop Again, by Thursday and Friday, temperatures mild for now, so live it up while you got these spring numbers, because they will be going down as we head through the week. All right, that's all I got for now. If you're just joining, you can always back up and take it from the beginning. I do these live videos every morning. We're over 60 plus days straight, every day a live weather video. And I missed one day because I think I was sick or something crazy happened. And before that, it was probably another 60 or 70 consecutive days. So if you enjoy weather, if you're a weather geek like me, come back and subscribe. I'll see you next time.